Welcome back to Red Hot Wrestling. Today we have another tier list video. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. Can't remember the last time I did one of these. I'm trying to think, and it might have been the main roster tier list, which I did like two of. I did Raw and SmackDown, but I can't remember any other ones that I did on the channel. But yeah, I can't remember, but those will be linked at the end of the video, so you should go check those out. But today we are doing a tier list and we're ranking every main roster PLE main event match. Now, I will not be doing the full PLE, it's just the main events. You're wondering why I'm not doing the full PLE, I'm just doing the main event matches because that's what I want to do. And also, the start of the year, I kind of didn't watch like the whole Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber PLE just because I was kind of like on a break at the time. But I obviously saw and watched the main events and stuff, but a lot of it I kind of missed. So that's why we won't be ranking like the whole PLE, and NXT is not in here because admittedly I don't watch it as much as I should, and that's gonna change come 2024 1000%. But right now it's the main roster PLE main events, and this is just the matches because I know like the Rumble, for example, the match. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I'm just ranking the matches, but before we do that, like the video, comment down below if you think one should be higher, one should be lower, and yeah, subscribe, click notification bell so you're notified when I upload another video. And let's get straight into it with the first main event, which is the Royal Rumble, which was between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. That is going to go into the not mid good category. The match was nothing we haven't seen before. It's become like a trilogy. Their first couple of matches back in like the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, they had like three matches. I think it was TLC, it was the Last Man Standing, for which PLE that was, might have been the Royal Rumble, and then I forget the third match, but there was a ladder match. I think there was a Last Man Standing match, and it might have been like a singles match. But those matches were better than this match right here. It was a good match, still was a good match, but everyone's kind of anticipating and waiting for what was going to happen after the match more than the match itself. So for that reason, for me, it was a good match, good main event PLE match, but it was mainly for what happened after, and that was part of the match. So I'm not gonna group it all in together. The ending was phenomenal, one of the best endings to a PLE ever. But the match itself was good, nothing special out the ordinary. So it will go into the good category. Then Elimination Chamber, Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal Championship. That is going into the Hall of Fame. There we go. Great match. It was phenomenal. An absolute banger. The crowd was great. The false finishes were great. Sammy was going to win. I know some people thought Sammy should win and this and that, but he was never going to win. It would have been a great moment, but it just wasn't going to happen. But you still had that feeling that Sammy could still do it. The fans were behind him at the time. He was red hot. It was in Toronto. So all those factors, the crowd, the match itself, what these two did, the story they told, the interferences, everything was great. It was great, and it has to go into Hall of Fame. It was an absolute banger of a main event, and yeah, there's not much more to say besides fucking phenomenal match. Then night one of WrestleMania, the undisputed tag team titles, the Usos versus KO, Sammy. That will also go into Hall of Fame. But we're sensing a theme here for the next couple of ones. Again, the tag team match was absolutely 5 stars. It was phenomenal. Michael Cole on commentary, the big, obviously, no one's ever kicked out the 1D shtick, and the false finishes, and just the overall great main event of night one, which was probably the best PLE of the year. So yeah, it was a great match, and fucking great moment, great ending with Sammy and KO winning at the end, crowd going wild. It was great, fantastic. So that for me also goes into Hall of Fame. Then we have another one that's gonna go into Hall of Fame for me. Night two, um, Cody versus Roman for the undisputed championships, Universal Championship at night two of WrestleMania. Great fucking match. Bad finish. Um, yeah, Cody probably should have won, but then we don't get like the stuff after. But you could have still done that. So yeah, but like Cody probably should have won with what Roman's done with the titles this year, which is fuck all. To be honest, Cody probably should have won that match, but we move on, and the match itself was great. Crowd was up for it. Everybody thought Cody was gonna win. I thought Cody was gonna win, and just when Roman won, it was crazy. It, honestly, I couldn't believe it. And like I said, the match itself was great. It had all the fucking shenanigans before the shenanigans got pretty boring and stale and became the same thing again and again and again. But that's not the point. I digress. This right here was great. The match was great. The finish, not so much. Kind of the setup was took too long. You can see Cody going to the it was just bad. But overall, the match itself goes into Hall of Fame for me. These three matches were really phenomenal matches. Great matches. Then Backlash, Cody versus Brock. That's gonna go into the great category. It was their first match of the feud. It was a really good. It was a really good match, and yeah, it was great. Brock getting color, which was again great. He lost his soul. I mean, the guy went hard way into the turnbuckle. It was crazy. The juice added to the match. The match itself was really good. Um, the finish, which progressed the story, and giving Brock a reason for the other matches, um, that led to the Royal Rumble match, I think, if I'm correct, on Night of Champions. Um, so yeah, no, did I say Royal Rumble? I meant to say Money in the Bank. Um, yeah. So the match itself, really good match. Not Hall of Fame. It was a great match, and we'll leave it at that. Then Night of Champion, Night of Champions, I believe was Solo and Roman versus Sammy and KO for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. This was great. Really loved this tag team match. Um, it was a great tag team match. Took a bit of time to develop, as kind of the thing with Roman's matches in terms of him taking his time, but it was great, and we got the moment where Jimmy super kicked Roman and was out the bloodline. All of that was fucking phenomenal. The match itself was great. The crowd was behind Sammy and KO. All of it, just all of it. The story, the match, just everything about this match was great. Not Hall of Fame. Don't think it was better than the three matches above it, but it was a great match. And then Money in the Bank, we got another tag team match, which again I'm going to put in the great category, mainly for the moment. The match itself took a long time to develop. I mean, it was slow for the most part. The start of the match was slow as fuck, I'll be honest. I can appreciate a match taking time to like build. Seth does that with his matches, but this took long, and I mean the crowd was great. I mean the crowd was phenomenal. It was heckling Roman and etc. The chants were great, but the match itself took a long time to develop. But once it did, it was great, with the crowd being behind Jay and Jimmy. It was all phenomenal, and just the long-term storytelling with Jay kicking out low blowing Roman like Roman did back in the pandemic era, which I can't even remember the last time he pulled that out until this moment, and Roman being pinned for the first time in over 3 years. So all of it was great. Not Hall of Fame, just like that first half, maybe the first 3 quarters of the match was slow as fuck. But the moment, the endings, the false finishes were fucking great. So it goes into the great category. SummerSlam, Roman versus Jay. Oh man, yeah, I'm tempted to put this in trash. I'll be honest. I might put it in trash. Am I gonna put it in trash? I might genuinely might put it in trash. You know what? I'm putting trash. I ain't gonna be nice. This match wasn't great. It wasn't good. Um, yeah. Then it gets compounded and made worse by the fucking booking decision with Jimmy Super King J that which didn't make sense. It was just all bad. I'll be honest. It wasn't a last man standing match. My bad. It was um tribal tribal combat. Yeah, no, and then it was basically 2-on-1 when Solo came out, and nah, it just the match wasn't great as a main event for PLE. So I'm putting trash. Um, yeah, defo trash. Not one I would watch again ever. It's going to the trash category. I mean, you could put it in mid, but nah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good, and I was very excited for the match. Tribal Combat was intrigued to see what they were gonna do. It was just Extreme Rules match, anything goes, and yeah, just not for me. It was trash. The end of the match as well. The whole Solo was involved for most of it. It was basically a 2-on-1 handicap match. Just no, no. It goes into the trash category. Payback, Seth Rollins with Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. Their first match. This for me, 1-on-1 mid. I'll be real. Love Seth, but for me, Shinsuke's never done it for me in the ring in WWE. Can't think of one really really good match from Shinsuke besides the one that's coming up. But in terms of just like 1-on-1 and you don't have the smoke and mirrors, etc., he ain't never done it for me. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, he ain't never done it for me. Even the main event with Cody on Raw a couple of weeks ago, just again didn't do it for me. Shinsuke, he doesn't. For me, he doesn't. I never got to see his New Japan stuff. Anything didn't NXT, so maybe there was like he did something. Obviously, I know about New Japan. I've heard that he's had great matches, but for me in the WWE on the main roster, he ain't done it for me personally. And yeah, and was excited for this main event match, mainly because I thought Seth could like pull off a bang with him. The crowd was a bit dead as well, if I'm being honest, and just the match wasn't good. Rollins was selling his back, so he couldn't really be his athletic self, and Shinsuke doesn't have many like high spots that would get the crowd going or anything of that nature. So yeah, for me, this match was mid. But the last man standing match was great. Was a really great match. The false finishes on a last man standing match. The times at the end with the mist and then Seth just getting up, hanging on to the ladder, and then he gets King Shasta through the table towards the end, and just making it out. Using the apron to keep himself out was a great, very physical match. The ending was a bit anticlimactic. I mean, like I thought you could have come up with something better than a stomp onto like a kind of elevated area and then a Falcon arrow, and then that was it. But overall, the match was really great. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, just another great match on a great reign by Seth with the world title. But the match itself was great. Probably my favorite Shinsuke Nakamura match in WWE that I've seen. Um, yeah, so that goes into the great category. Then we have Crown Jewel, LA Knight versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, etc. This will go into the good category for me. It was a good match, but you kind of seen it, man. Bloodline interferes, this, that, whatever. It was a good match, but yeah, Not even gonna say more on it. Just you know what you're gonna get with the Roman Reigns match at this point. 1-on-1, the Bloodline's gonna interfere, this and that. You're gonna get a couple of false finishes. Someone's gonna kick out the spear, maybe again, and then Bloodline interferes. But yeah, we've seen at this point. It's gone stale. He never shows up. Let's get the title off Roman at Mania. Survivor Series. War Games was great. Obviously, what happened after, I could just put in the Hall of Fame for that. I could, but you can see with the Royal Rumble was good because I didn't account for what happened after. Because if it accounted for what happened after, might have put in great. Might even have a case for Hall of Fame, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the match itself. The Randy return had me. Oh man, I miss Randy so much. Top 5 favorites of all time. Fucking hell, like him coming back, hearing voices, seeing him jacked, looking like Zeus himself. Just like, bro, just that alone could have made this match Hall of Fame. But I'm gonna be unbiased and I'm gonna look at the match as totality. It was a great match. The Orton return made it that much better, elevated it. The RKO at the end should have been the finish, but they wanted to give it to Cody, which is fine, I guess. So the match was great. Fucking phenomenal match. But it's not Hall of Fame. It doesn't live up to those matches at the top. And yeah, this is my tier list. I mean, if we really wanted to reorder it in terms of each tier, I'll probably go boom, boom, boom. Put that there. Backlash. Put the Night Champions main event up there. War Games up here. Okay, no. Yeah. This. Boom. And yeah. That would probably, if you're telling me in order of how much I like them, my favorite matches and what I thought was the better matches would probably be in this exact order. And yeah, that's the tier list. That's the video. You let me know how you would have ranked it. Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video as always, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're notified when I upload another video. Over 80% of you watch these videos and are not subscribed. So please subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out greatly. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.